y'all can just introduce yourselves, your film, and the role you had for the film.
Hi, my name is Julian. I directed Lifted.
I'm Ben Bauer. I was in Next Level Shit. I'm Gary Jaffe. I wrote and directed Next Level Shit.
I'm Justin Sams, and I was in Next Level Shit.
Hi, I'm Christine Medrano. I co-wrote and was in I Think She Likes You.
Hi, I'm Teresa Lee. I also wrote and am in I Think She Likes You. Hi, I'm Sina Ober, and I produced Gently Jennifer.
Hi, I'm Katie Joan Avery, and I wrote and directed Gently Jennifer.
Hi, I'm Eric Feltus, actor, writer, producer, lukewarm.
Mitch Yapko, director of Lukewarm.
Hi, I'm John Potter, and I am writer, producer, and star of Lukewarm.
This is Dean, and I directed Stepdaddy.
I'm Annie Greenfield, and I wrote Stepdaddy.
I'm Lauren Blumenfeld, and I co-produced, co-created, and was in Stepdaddy.
Hi, I'm Deborah Simone, and I directed and wrote The More Things Change.
Hi, I'm Michelle Hendley, and I was in The More Things Change.
So I'm interested to know, a lot of these films were really awkward and maybe uncomfortable. I'm wondering if any of these were based on real stories. If one or two of you, each of you from your films can maybe speak on where the inspiration came from to do this film. Was it based on real life or not? There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, when I wrote mine, it was definitely based on real life. I just wanted to talk about all the issues that happen for trans people after they transition, and that you can pine away your whole life to, you know, make that big change, and then suddenly there's the question of, now what? And you realize you haven't changed at all. So that was the point of the story. And I actually have a problem with Ubers parking outside my place, and I know it's really loud. That's not fair.
So Stepdaddy is based on a joke that Max, who is also in the film, Max and I have had for years. We've known each other since college, and my parents met Max when we were doing summer theater together. And my dad has never remembered a single friend that I've ever had, but he met Max, and to this day he constantly asks me, you know, how's your charming friend Max? Which just kind of got us thinking, like, what's going on? And why is my dad, what's, you know, will he leave my mom? So this has just been a running joke. We all went to school together, and it's been kind of part of our dynamic for a while. And so we decided to make a short film, and it's kind of the cinematic realization of my worst nightmare.
So Eric Feltus and I were once on an LGBTQ improv team, and we did a scene that was basically the premise of Lukewarm, which was someone that just realized that they were just average at sex, and we thought it was a very funny premise, and it was like, how would someone deal with that on a first date? So that was the impetus for Lukewarm. Yeah, I'm basically good at that, I'll say. But after the show and John and I got together and started writing, we realized that there's so much sex in media, which is great, but why does it always look so easy? So what if we take something that could be, what if we normalize sex and then turn it upside down? So we enjoy doing that.
I wrote this after I had experience when I went through a porn portal. had this wild experience with a model. That's what it was based on.
Christine and I wrote this basically after we both realized we're both bisexual and have similar experiences in different relationships. One of which is we both have secret letters, some not so secret, some have been read to the person they're written to. But we both had this collection of letters and a lot of similar experiences, and we wanted to write a comedic short about a threesome through the female gaze. Do you want to add anything to that?
Also, I just thought it was like, originally it was like an idea, it was like, I just thought it was funny to not fuck someone because they had voted for Trump. And then also, like, I hadn't come out to my mom at the time, and I came out to my mom since, so yeah.
So the inspiration for Next Level Shit was an epic gastrointestinal emergency that hit me as I was coming back from Williamsburg to my aunt's apartment in Midtown East. Suffice to say, I didn't make it. And that shot of the clothing hanging in the shower is directly from my own personal nightmare. But the real source of it is the bottoming anxiety that I and many, many other gay men, and anyone else who does anything with a butt, have. And I wanted to really explore that and be like, it's a butt. There's shit down there, and it's the vulnerability that leads to love, not the lack of it. So that's Next Level Shit.
So Lifted wasn't so much personal experience, but kind of this idea of two people starting an Uber ride at very different levels. Like this morning, morning widow, Beverly Hills, upper crust woman with this passive-aggressive, like disco experience, Uber driver, and kind of finding a place of connection by the end.
Thanks. All right, any questions from the audience? I'm gonna throw it out to y'all. No? I wanna know, why do y'all think it's important for queer filmmakers to make comedy? What drew you to telling your story in a comedic format?
I'll answer for lukewarm. I mean, John and Eric came to me with a script that was a really funny rom-com that happened to be between two guys. And I love the idea that it's a rom-com regardless of gender or sexual identity. I think that's really important to portray that. And the fact that it was a comedy was just kind of a bonus.
Yeah, I won't say it's because this shit's funny. Instead, I think it's just, thank you. I think it's important to, last year I went through the program for this festival and I really couldn't find any trans comedies. So actually, right at that point I said, I'm gonna go make a movie. So that's what I did.
That's awesome.
Me and Teresa are both stand-up comics, and I think that anything that I read, I would just have comedy, because I feel like that's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think to add to that, comedy is so universal. It's a way to bring people in that maybe normally aren't interested in, or don't think they would be interested in hearing our stories. So they come to laugh, and then through the universal experiences, they realize like, oh, this is something I can enjoy, and it just makes us feel all sort of like, it brings us together, I think. Yeah, it makes it the playing field level.
It was either going to be a horror film or a comedy.
Would you have been stuck in the magazine for eternity? Well, a lot of y'all worked in pairs. I'm curious. There's a lot of co-writers or, close collaborations among the actors, directors. Any differences in how you wanted to approach the story or make your vision become reality?
Thank you. And this actually also goes with the comedy question too, because when I had pitched Ben on Next Level Shit, I said, this is something very vulnerable that's in the Trojan horse of a comedy. But then, when I sent him the script, it was far more scatological, far more like me trying to play the comedy, and Ben, being an exceedingly smart collaborator, I recommend working with exceedingly smart collaborators, said, well, what about that thing you pitched me? And I was like, you mean make it more like a drama and more personal? I can do that! So really, I credit Ben and the collaboration that we had in the lead up to the screenplay, to filming it, to like having it be great and tight.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anyone else?
When we made this, we had just met and like went on tour together and got close, and now we live together, so it's definitely brought us closer together. But yeah, our director, Bridie Elliott, who couldn't be here tonight, she really brought a lot to it as well. So I think just having a team of comedic voices, everybody involved was like a stand-up or had done comedy pretty much, so they all brought their own voices to it, and it was very collaborative.
Any questions from the audience? You've had time to think. Anyone? We're a quiet audience. Let's see. I am curious how y'all got Peter Gallagher to sign on for this. That was mind-blowing to me.
Here we go.
We can all do it.
I really need to know.
I'm sure that you'll remember some fun details of the set experience, but we knew that like he was our dream daddy. Those eyes and those eyebrows. And Max is amazing, and one of his greatest gifts is that he's pretty fearless. So he just emailed Peter Gallagher and asked him if he would do it. And then we had, we knew his son. And so we had his son put in a good word for us at Easter dinner. And he said yes, and he did it for a bottle of tequila.
Oh my God.
So he was great on set.
Yeah, I was starstruck. And
Those eyebrows, I mean.
I hid from him on set.
Yeah, we were all.
Yeah.
And we wanted to shoot him out very quickly and be very respectful of his time, give him just an hour, and he wanted to hang out and eat noodles with us. And yeah, so he's great.
Great, thank you. And Joel Kim Booster was another great person to have. How was it to get him attached to your script? Or even Josh Fadham, too. Some great comedians that we got.
Yeah, I mean, Joel was great. We didn't shoot for very long. We just shot for 9 hours. And he was very, very quick on his toes, very good at improvising. And so is Laurie. They're both stand-up comedians. They're both writers for Comedy Central. And I mean, for Comedy Central.
That was all 9 hours?
It was just
that was
9
it?
hours.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, it was a squeeze.
Josh and I knew each other from stand-up, and he actually brought Bridie on board. So we sent him the script because we were like, we would love you to play Jake. And he was like, do you guys have a director yet? We were still thinking of people, and he was like, can I send this to Bridie? She'd be perfect for it. So it worked out really well. It's actually his birthday today, so he's not here today, but if you guys want to tweet happy birthday at Josh Fadham, just say you liked his film. I'm sure he'll love that.
Hopefully he's not celebrating with vodka. I don't know if that's a real allergy or not. But well, any other questions from the audience? I don't want to keep the theater staff too long, so if y'all do have questions, feel free to ask the filmmakers outside in the lobby. Otherwise, let's give them a round of applause.